Oh, how I've missed you. Well, I can't stay away. This game's too interesting. I want to start another campaign, and I expect to lose. So if we do better than that, fantastic. But I'm going to play on the normal mode. Last time we went through on quote-unquote easy mode, which just meant that I got a few more political points, and I also had easy winter on and the Geneva Convention on. And I think I'm going to have those things off this time and really make life difficult. If you're new to this game, probably go watch the first episode of the previous series. I apologize for the frame rates for the first couple episodes. I was figuring out OBS and how to get it to work. We're going to go on normal AI difficulty and speed. Fog of War, yes. So what does historical mean? Nah. Mild winter, no. I'm going to turn the Geneva Convention off. We'll leave the Soviets untough, quote unquote. They're tough enough the way they are. The war diary is fun. What is plot? That's interesting. Let's see. Let's see what happens with those. Perhaps they're gonna suck up decision points. Okay. I think we're good. Yeah. Wow. He pressed start. I just deleted all the save games from the last 50 turns of the previous scenario, and that took a while. That was alarming. Kind of sad. Okay, so we've got our free special turn. We're just picking a strategy and getting on with it. Don't need that, thank you. How are we doing with our relationships? I guess we don't have any info on that this turn. So we're summoned to Berlin. What does he want us to do? I'm going to just support his plans, whatever they are, because I'm going to attack everything. And that's good. Ooh, we must have started off okay with him, because he's good with us. That's a plus. So what is our directive? Okay, Leningrad, destroy army HQs, go after Rostov, and finally Moscow. Okay. The oil train. So we can get this oil train. I'm definitely going to try and get it because Good. We got it. All oil is good for us. We need oil. Okay, you'll recall this from the last turn. We need to pick our rail route. Do we go up this way, the Riga, Tallinn, Narva way, or do we come up this way through Donauberg, Ostrov, Pskov, Oshkosh, Bagosh? And I definitely recommend, having tried both multiple times, this way. The interior route is much better. Going this way I found was interesting, but I got bogged down and it left too many Soviet units over here, whereas if I came up this way, I could draw off Soviet units in this direction and they would rush to defend, and sometimes I could get up here. Could certainly take Riga without any resistance. So we're going to do that for sure. And Army Group Center. We always want Brest-Litovsk, Minsk, and then the road goes up to Orsha from Minsk. Our option is to come up over the top, but I don't like that. It goes too near the Army Group North line. So, this one, first one. Boy, that cost us a lot of points, he whined. Mobile repair, what's this? I've tallied up all the field workshop facilities for our transports across 33 theaters and see where improvements can be made. We're gonna take some stuff from somewhere. Okay, so who deserves the better facilities? Which theater do we want to help? Okay, well that should go back to Hitler, and of course I've already forgotten because I don't care really what he said. I think he said Leningrad, so I'm going to prioritize Army Group North. There we are. What if Romania? Do they start a turn early? Do they wait a turn as they do? Or yeah, I'm gonna have no effect on victory points and leave them alone to start a turn late. Finland, no change. I'm just going to leave it as it was. I want to win a proper, real victory if I do win, you know, and not have this this issue going on of getting your score cut in half. Okay, friends and foes. So Kaido little doesn't like us. That's okay. Goering little doesn't like us. Himmler kind of does like us. Gurkha, he's improving. Ooh, -10. Wow. Okay. So yeah, these are actually pretty bad. I was reading this number, the top number, not the bottom number. That is a problem. -14, -20. These are going to be holes to dig out of. However, the quartermaster likes us, so that's good. But I think the truck guy does not. We'll see. It's either the truck or the train guy. The Geneva Convention. I'm reading this out because this is different from last time. You've decided to play a dirty war. It's ignored by both sides. And then I might get judged at the end and hanged. Of course, if we win, that is irrelevant. Okay. I think that's all we can do this turn. We've made all our decisions. So let's click the button and advance. Oh, I was so caught up in the rhythm of the last scenario that I expected the Soviets to move, and it didn't happen. All right, so these are color pieces. They have nothing to do with the actual campaign that I am playing. They're Halder's diary entries, which you can get online. You can get Goebbels' advice as well. Okay, good. I have something of a memory. You can remember that Leningrad was the appropriate thing. Okay, so command focus, theater, artillery, the Luftwaffe, yeah. These are all important. So we've got our Hugo. He's marked with the big red H, and he's the happiest man in the Wehrmacht. So how did we do with fuel? It's such a lovely time in the war, isn't it? We have all this fuel. Who's our big problem? Goering. I want him to like us. He's very useful later. 68 political points. Trains, trucks. Alright. Not bad. Not bad. So, one thing I want to do this time around, a little bit different than last time, is work on my encirclements and make them a bit bigger. I think the general strategy I followed was good. It has been proven to work. It did win over several playthroughs, but we did get bogged down. And I kind of think that was accidental. I think trying to cross this river, yeah, this river here, they really blocked us with heavy units, and it was tough, and I couldn't advance to Rostov, and I'd never had that happen before. So there are our Romanian allies standing around doing nothing for this turn because we didn't tell them what we were doing. The 17th Army, remember, is the hammer that slowly comes in this direction. When we get the Romanians going next turn, they'll retreat a little bit and wait for the 17th Army to come down here. 11th Army needs to come over in this direction and move out across the river towards Odessa along with 4th Romanians. If they don't do that, I have run campaigns early on, say the first 4 or 5 times I tried, to come up here and join up with the 17th Army in a pincher movement and try and join up, say, at Ternopil or this place. It didn't work out well. I was spread too thin despite the 11th Army being very large, and the Soviets showed up with a whole pile of armies and came across the river and started penetrating into this area, right? And it was extremely alarming, and I didn't have much to defend myself with because I was spread so thin. So we're not going to do that. All right. The Finns, always good to begin with the Finns because they're easy to forget about. if you're playing this game. You know what I mean. So step one is bring them in closer. And we did a brilliant job. I need to watch my replay last time of suckering a Soviet unit into this hex, surrounding them and destroying them, and that was the first time I achieved such a thing. So let's have a look here at what's going on. Remember, these beelines are the traditional border that we really can't go beyond. We'll get heavily penalized if we do. Huh. Can't do much more, huh? I would love to occupy this hex. Okay, I'm going to stay right there. So we do have some surrounding here that we could get on. We want to take Vyborg back immediately. So, ladies and gentlemen, you saw it here first. The Finns started it. Alright, so we lost 10% of our guys. That was an expensive attack. But we will be able to start surrounding these guys next turn. I am surprised that did not work. So their readiness was 100. Their entrenchment was very good, and that's why they beat us 150. Okay. So I was hoping to cut them off and start surrounding. Now there's no point in attacking Vyborg. And this stack here, their purpose is just to hold the enemy at bay for now, while I can bring some Karelian units down and isolate them. Okay, let's go to Army Group North. Our initial objective is to take this city. Remember the rail routes, the red is Soviet, it's a wider gauge, about 6 inches wider. We have to change it back if we want to use that. The black is our gauge. And what I have found, get over here, is sending the 16th Army up this railroad into the marsh to cross the river this way, the 18th Army up this way, and the 4th Panzer to come around the top and surround from the top has been quite effective. And remember, this is our rail line that we told General Gurkha, so he's the train guy, that we wanted. So we'll continue with that. So there's Hugo. He's in Army Group North this time. We'll leave him in reserve. I'm going to do this attack. Ooh, maybe I'm not. Maybe I need to think that through a little bit. Remember what I was saying about better encirclements? I think we can get 4th Panzer Group really up around here. Let's see, we've got a lot of fuel, right? And we can do things like this that later in the game we just can't do. So let's find out. So we can definitely trap this stack. I'd like to trap more, and I wish we could get at this. But we can't. We just don't have anyone with the range. So what I'm doing is I'm just checking command range, whether there are any hidden 4th Panzer Group units in any of these stacks, because they'll get highlighted in white. I think I'm going to be brave and try and do a cutoff in this direction. It'll take 2 turns. Not too bad. Oh, that's handy. Okay. So we did pretty well there. The SS took a little bit of a nosebleed, but we got a lot of Soviet infantry. Okay. So I'm going to give this a go. I'm going to try and do it with all the units. Okay. Good, good, good. So this stack is now surrounded. Can really get them. And so we took out 16,500, something like that. Not bad. It's not the biggest encirclement I've ever achieved, but it's not too shabby either. What I am doing is thinking about the next turn. I'm trying to get 4th Panzer as far to the east as it can go. And that's pretty much as far as it's going to get. Man, I would love to destroy this thing, but we really don't have enough. So let's see if they're defending. They are. They have defended that turf. Okay, I want 18th Army out of here, and absolutely across the river and heading north now. Do you have any more energy? No? Just to go in a direction I'm not interested in. Okay. So I think we might be able to surround this thing. Before I get too excited. Yeah, I think that's what I can do. We just need to play with some army group center units along the zone border to take these guys out and help surround. Usually what I like to do is get the 9th Army to do that scraping along the wall route and have 3rd Panzer come down like this and take this Grondo thing. But there really is no way. See, what I'm worried about is compacting units together. I could attack this unit by coming down here and getting some, concentric bonus, right? Where's he going to go? He's probably going to go back up into that hex, and now I've got 2 to deal with, right? So I'm thinking, why not deal with 1 unit? That's fine. Okay, at a time. I can stick anyone I like in there, even one of these units. This is tricky. We'll get opportunities for bigger encirclements in the more southern theaters. But up here we're kind of stuck with what we've got, Okay, so can go there. The reason I didn't attack with all three is I want a concentric bonus on this if I can get it. But let's see if we can attack this. Okay, we're way overpowered. So I'll do this. Okay. We're doing okay so far. I mean, this is quite typical for early in the war, right? The Germans fly out to an amazing lead and then there's problems, you know. Okay. So I'm gonna get that guy up there rather than using a mobile unit. We can turn that off. And we're under the 300, so yeah, there's 20,000 folks who will never bother us again. 16th Army is pretty big. The other thing I haven't done is assign any command bonuses or anything like that, and I probably should. I think we can shove this guy across the river. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Entrenchment again, very similar to the Finns. We didn't lose too many units, neither did they. So it's not awful. I've seen worse. And that is the beginning for Army Group North. So we've had a couple of encirclements, killed about 36,000. And, well, you know, it's funny because I know I can race 4th Panzer up to Riga if I want, but I really need it to come down, surround these guys, and of course they'll retreat, and we'll see how good our cutoff is, if we can get around behind them. Theater allocations, okay. So this is, do we change the fuel changes? I'm not going to change anything. Hitler oath. It has been brought to your attention, my attention, that we do not have your oath on file. Do you want to join or not? Oh, it's a trifling matter. So this goes back to the war guilt thing. I'm going to be terrible and take the oath. And, that helped our relationship with him. And yeah, von Braukisch is one of the old school fellas who didn't like it. Okay, what do we do with the air offensive here? Right now they're bombing airfields and supply depots and things like that. So how many more days do you want them to continue doing that, or versus supporting on the ground? So I'm gonna maintain it for 4 more days. Security divisions, probably remember this. I absolutely want them switched over to partisan cleanup. Whatever we do is bad. Okay, that did not help von Rundstedt. So those are our choices. Oh, it was the cards that I was looking at playing. Okay, so command, right. So who gets focus in Army Group North? Well, we have a few options. None of the panzer groups, it won't work. Oh, because we have a decent, okay, I'm going to do that. We have a decent relationship with von Lieb, which is rare. Focus Army Group Center. Same thing with our buddy von Buck. Well, I think it should go to 3rd Panzer if we can. Nope. Okay. Then 4th Army it is. That gets it, and we'll get officer action cards next turn. So here it really does come down to the 11th Army or the 17th Army. They're both such large forces that... but I think we need the 17th Army to have it, because they need to be more aggressive. Artillery. Our choices are attack or counter battery fire. Defense. Who should get it? I think artillery, 16th Army should get it because they have the tougher job. Army group center. Let's give it to the 9th Army. They need to be a little more aggressive and independent. And Army group south. Let's give this to the 11th Army. Can't use it this turn, but that's okay. They can't use it anyway. Okay, so that's good. We don't need to change anything else. Now come some tougher choices. So, theoretically, you should be able to take Brest-Litovsk in the first turn, which is this. This is a pesky fellow. We want to drive him that way as opposed to that way into the marshes as much as possible to give us the best chance of surrounding and destroying him later. The not too distant later. Okay, actually I want to get rid of this guy. And we should be able to have some cross border help. Okay, that was a good fight for us. Spiel mit uns. Interesting. Okay. So as usual, the question is, what do I want? We really need to split this in half, right? And it's just not that easy. And we'll continue with the assault. And this weak tank unit took out a couple of Panzer IIs, but other than that, it was all right. Still have energy to attack. So I'm just going to use land units or infantry, basic infantry. That should be fine. Having some Coca-Cola. Okay. Let's see if they can do it again. Excellent. I love not having to worry about fuel so far, right? Oops, I should have looked at the numbers, but I didn't, as far as attack and whatnot, but seemed to be okay. Good. They were driven north, which is what we want. So I got a bunch of wounded units up here, and including some that look like they could be broken soon. 384 out of 400, 100% concentric bonus. I say okay. This isn't looking good. Wow. That was very surprising. Well, this ain't easy mode, and kind of stupidly I didn't have my my command up front here. Any other hidden units? No, I'm going to attack this just because. That was pretty effective. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. And again, I want these guys separated. I want them away from that swamp area. I really want to get a unit into there, but I can't. I don't think. There's just not enough energy to do it. We'll pause here with those units. Okay, and we've got plenty of 4th Army units to come along here and take the place of these units that I'm vacating. No. Well, we'll get them next turn. I'm really surprised that they held. Okay, so let me think about what I want to accomplish here. The weak spot is kind of through here, right? If we were to smash through here, we could surround all these guys. And I really want to cut these guys off and surround them behind here. The numbers are still on our side. Okay, that's what we were looking for. So, do I go after this guy or this guy? See, we're going to have way more attacking power over here. Too much, really, but I'll turn off the headquarters. That'll probably take care of it. Versus this. But I really want this opening. You can't hear it, but there's a great sigh of relief for me that worked. Do is cut off these guys as much as possible. And you know what that means? Is we need infantry unit to get into this swamp hex here, and soon. Yeah, so by removing the by removing the infantry and just keeping it mobile units, we got a better bonus. And that was alright. I don't like the right direction the Ninth Army is moving in. Overall, I want them to be moving this way. Well, that's not worth it. He'll probably retreat out of there anyway. Okay, so we should be able to cross the river and take this next turn, but I also want to spread out like in this direction. And remember, we've got 2nd Panzer Group down here. Once they're dealt with, Brest-Litovsk, they can come up. And I really want to catch these guys, but they're probably going to skedaddle. And we've still got some 4th Army units to play with. Once again, the question is, what do you want, you know? It's easy to say, oh, I want big encirclements, but to actually accomplish them is a little more difficult, you know? Okay, well, they're weak. Right. Because how exactly do you go about accomplishing said encirclement? Can't quite go far enough for my liking. A tough one for us, but we took out some motorized units, and that's always good. Why am I doing this? Because I can. There's a bit of that. And I don't even know if I should, you know? They'd make these kinds of attacks. That's the weird thing. Whoops, we were way over the limit. Oh well, it was bad for them and good for us. What? Can anybody enter that X? There we are. That's what we want. Okay. Huh. These guys just don't want to move forward. Kind of tempted to attack these. There's that one very weak unit. Okay, there's nothing to attack with though, so my problem is solved. Okay, so what I'd have succeeded in doing is squishing them together and starting to cut them off from retreat. They can still come out this way, but how far can they get? That swamp hex is really going to slow them down. And what I really want to do is get the 2nd Army spilling out from behind and linking up with their Panzer Group with the 3rd Panzer Group, cutting off all these guys in the middle. Here, same kind of thing. 4th Army needs to come down, but this will look different after the end of this turn. They will certainly retreat. Okay, the horrible, horrible south. The Slovaks. Yes, if you do not pay attention to the Slovaks, it is very easy to forget them back there. And then 2 turns later, you're like, hey, where did those guys come from? And they're dragging behind command range and making life difficult for you. So, no. Okay, that wasn't really what I wanted. What I want to do is extend down this way as much as possible. Useless. Okay, that's everybody, I think. I don't know if I want to attack yet. Like with these guys. Definitely want to begin my progression over the top. That's good. Send another unit up there. Everyone. I don't know if there's anyone who can attack that unit. Well, let's get the Vikings up there and see what happens. Because I can surround the 62nd Infantry there. On these guys? Their entrenchment's 100, yeah. Okay, so better to leave them there. You know what? I think I want the 1st Panzer to come galloping around here and start sweeping these guys back into the 17th Army. There's just one problem. Can you see what that problem is, folks? It is that I do not have enough coverage of... boy, we're going to have to get real thin here. I can do it. Is there anywhere useful you can go? No. What about you? Other Slovak? Nope. Okay. Okay. This isn't so bad. I've actually... This is what we call imagination. I've actually sealed them off. Over here with these units. Okay, we're going to spend a ton of fuel moving these guys over this way, but this is the galloping attack that we're supposed to use, isn't it? Okay, so this guy's surrounded. He'll drain out of resources and we'll get him next turn. And we'll be able to bring these motorized units down. And remember, they're going to know that they're getting encircled, so they're going to do something about it, but it's still fun to try something. I've never tried that before. And these guys we can't do anything with. I think we're pretty much done. I'm going to take one more look. We could try for a small encirclement of these guys. These 4 units here. And we took 1,800 casualties there. There's only one. this game always makes you wish you had a few more action points, right? It's like, oh, if I could just do a little more, go a little further, I could achieve this great result that I have in mind. Okay, but I am thinking bigger this time around. Can you go anywhere? No. Okay. I think that's as much as we want to do movement-wise. I keep thinking there's somebody we've forgotten, like the Finns, you know, but we moved the Finns. We did them. I think we've done as much as we're able to. I'm pretty happy with things so far, though, and how they look. Okay, our relationships. He appreciates the job that I'm doing. I haven't even started yet, sir. Goering. Why do you still retain your position? I love these comments. Okay. Von Rundstedt. He's not bitching and moaning. He must strive harder to. Well, come on, dude. Give me a chance. It's been one turn. Alright. Let's do it. Now come the Soviets. I have missed this. So you do 50 turns with this. That's a lot of hours, huh? I don't know what it was, like 11 hours or something. The retreats begin. Look at them pulling out of there. Oh, man. Yeah, so it's even more important that I did this now, because look at them. They're all galloping to get over there. I need to get around behind them. Cut them off. Looks like we have a chance of swarming the 5th Army headquarters there, though. What are they doing here? They're gone. The retreat has already begun. We haven't even started yet down there. Oh, good, good. It looks like we're going to do well in Army Group Center. Let me do a quick survey. Great. Gunther writes about life in the Afrika Korps. The food he says is all wrong. They're feeding him fat, greasy German sausages at temperatures too hot to cook them on the sand. Hot enough to cook them on the sand. I wrote back and told him to be sensible and eat like an Arab. I'm not exactly sure what their diet consists of, but the pictures I've seen of them must show healthy-looking men. He mentioned that it got very cold at night, which is puzzling, as surely the desert is hot all the time. If it came to an emergency, he could always sleep in those giant shorts they issued him. Love, Mother. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so our work with the Finns is beginning. Really, we've identified some units out here. Well, we've noticed that they're there. We have not identified them. In the world of Army Group North, I'd like to see 18th Army spread out a little bit more coming up. These guys fully retreated over this way, so we're going to have to try and come up over the top. Again, hopefully there are not enemy units up here, and surround them. Can be our job. I don't know what's going on. Is the city free? I'm going to have to move a unit forward a hex to find out. I've put a blocker there, but that won't bother me very long. So we have a very good chance of capturing This was the 4th Army commander that was over here, and they moved that camp in. We have a very good chance of surrounding and destroying these 2 headquarters. I'm extremely pleased about that, along with all these other guys. So all this stuff. There is more out here, of course. Brest-Litovsk. Entrenchment 105 still. Man. These guys. Same thing. Boy, well, the game's harder. And look at it, they just gave up this city. They just gave it up. Look at that. And so it's more important than ever for me to destroy this and then come down behind these folks, create a line and start shoving them in back towards Lvov while the 17th Army compresses them in this direction towards Lvov, and we use that as our smashing point. These folks have activated. As we've seen in the previous game, it is not good to have the 3rd Romanians or 11th Army start to engage all these guys. It is better to retreat, compact, get some strength going, and hold out for relief from the 17th Army in 10 turns, something like that. It's not that long. A month, 40 days. 4th Army can get across the river and start going towards Odessa. 11th Army, same kind of thing, creating a shield wall, if you will. Alright, you know, I think the plans are proceeding pretty well. This was hopefully a stroke of genius, we'll see. To see these, you know, they were right up against us there, and they have really pulled back in Army Group South towards Lvov. This has been very interesting to see. Okay, we only have a few choices, that's excellent. And these are useless stats, because we just started, but anyway, it's good to be back. Leave a like or a comment if you enjoyed this, and I always like to hear from people who are playing the game. And we had a few subscribe last time and comment that they appreciated it, which I really like hearing, because these things do take a considerable amount of time to record and produce when it's, you know, half an hour to an hour per turn. So thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.